everybody, how you guys doing? Did you all get your pillows done? Are you still working on it? Did you have fun doing that? Would you like to do something like this again? Do let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to put something else together if you would like. And we can have some more fun. But now, for something completely different, as they say, I needed new dish towels, to dry your dishes with after you wash them. I don't have a dishwasher, so we're doing a lot of dishes by hand every day, and most of the time I have to admit we just leave them in the sink to dry by air because right. But every now and then you do have to dry a dish, especially the glasses. They do need a little bit of a polish after. I do make my own dish soap, and I put baking soda in it, so that does leave the dishes almost dishwasher clean, even if you let them air dry the glasses. So that's really nice. But just going over it with a little towel is nice sometimes. And again, sometimes you just need to dry a dish. So I need to replace mine because the last batch I made from an old tablecloth I had that was just stained beyond repair in some places. Sometimes I dye these things with either coffee or tea to make them live just a little longer, but sometimes they are just beyond the pale and you just want to let them go. So I cut out the pieces that weren't stained and big enough for dish towels, and I just hemmed them and I gave them a little crochet corner, and that was our new dish towels. And the pieces that were just stained but still didn't have holes or anything, I make those into cleaning rags for us. So we had those dish towels for a while now, and it's time for new ones. Usually I go to the thrift store, I check if they have a pretty tablecloth I can reuse. The last one was given to me by a friend because she made the stains in it and she didn't want to deal with it. But again, at the thrift store, sometimes you can find tablecloths that are pretty nice and pretty big, but they have holes in them, so they go for cheaper than the ones without the holes. Sometimes I take them home, and if I really like them, I mend them and I use them still as tablecloths, and there's nothing wrong with that. But some are just, you just don't want to fool with it if the holes are too big, or, again, if they have stains, or if you have tablecloths that something got spilled on and you just can't get the stain out, and you don't want to dye them a different color. This is a good way of at least using part of that tablecloth still and not having everything go in the landfill or the compost heap if you have one. So anyway, I don't have a compost heap, that's why I keep reusing things in different ways until there's like shreds left. Anyway, so I went to the thrift store, but they didn't have any tablecloths I liked, and the ones I did like were just way too expensive. So I went and looked at my alternative is the pillowcases. They go for $1.99 in our thrift store, and depending on what color the tag is, sometimes you get them for half off. So, and there's always one or two that are half off at any given week. So I went and I looked at the pillowcases, and they had quite a few. I always make sure that they're 100% cotton. They are nice and pre-washed, so no problems there. All the stuff is already washed out, and again, some have such pretty patterns on it, and it's just nice. And for 99 cents, for $1.99, or again, a dollar, you get two really nice sized dishcloths out of it. You can't even get that at the dollar store anymore. So here's the one that I've chosen this time. I get the big pillowcases. Like I said, I make sure that they're 100% cotton. This is 100% flannel cotton, actually, cotton flannel. And it was actually made in Portugal. So these are like super high-end dish towels I have here. So I bought this. The first thing I do when I come home, obviously, they go in the washer. Then I take the seams and rip the seams apart and cut the that big, I don't know what you call that big pretty edge that the pillowcases have. I cut that off. That goes into my paper piecing pile, because if you open that up, it's actually quite a bit of fabric still in those little fold over pretty edgy thingies. But like I said, that goes in my paper piecing pile, and out of the rest of the fabric, I can get 2 pretty big dishcloths. I like my dishcloths really nice and big, so this is folded in half, because I just like them that way. You could probably get, I don't know, more out of it if you make them smaller, but again, I get 2 out of my pillowcases because I like them this big. So what I do after that, after I have taken them all apart. Jeez. I hem my edges. Don't look too close because they're not very pretty. This is machine hemmed. And I did a rolled edge on this one, which is done by hand. I don't have a rolled edge stitch on foot on my machine. And then I just make a pretty edging on it. This one has, I used bamboo yarn, and I just made a cute little heart edging around it. Because, you know, I know it's a lot of work to do this, but I do it next to watching TV. My husband and I watched Dairy Girls yesterday. We binged the first 2 seasons again, and this whole thing was done just watching that show. I did all the hem stitch, the rolled edge by hand, and then did the crochet all the way around it, all by hand while we were watching TV. It's really not, you know, so it's not that bad, and quite frankly, it's a chore washing dishes, and I like pretty things for doing my chores because they just, I don't know, they make my chores feel not as chorey. They just make me happy to have pretty things to do them with. And so now I have this one, and I like that pretty sage green and that overall pattern. I kind of think it's really pretty, and it will fit with the hand towels I have for my kitchen at the moment. I did buy those at the dollar store, the hand towels. They're the spring hand towels with the pretty flowers on them. Very girly, very cute, and so I think these fit with them well. And you can get a whole bunch of different things. I mean, sometimes I have even seen pillowcases with chickens on them, or they have seasonal pillowcases like Easter's out right now. I have seen some Christmas ones, so you can get some that, you know, go with your seasons if you are so inclined. So anyway, you hem the edges. How you hem the edges is up to you. I did not miter my corners this time because it was on the machine, and that frustrates me just starting on it anyway. So I didn't miter my corners, so don't look at those. But then what you do when you have it at this stage with the hemmed edge, you can decide if you do want to make a buttonhole stitch around. You could just leave it like this, you know, make a little hanging loop if you need that. I don't really hang mine up. But you could leave it like that and be done, and have, you know, 2 new kitchen towels for $2 really, or $1 if you get them on sale here, at least. So you could be done, or you could do a cute little blanket stitch around it. There is this one blanket stitch that has little bouillon picots on it. I tried that on this one. This one did not come from a tablecloth, a pillowcase. I just had some cotton laying around that I've had for so many years, and I figured it's time to just finally finish it up. I don't remember, I got this somewhere. I can't remember, but it's been laying around for at least 6 years in my stash, and I'm like, you know what, that's it. It's gonna be a dish towel now. And so I did the same thing. I just gave it a hem, and we can start on working on this. So all you do is, again, either make a blanket stitch around it and then crochet into the blanket stitch, or you could also just get your cotton and crochet right into this. If you want to, I don't have it here. You can take an awl, measure this out, and really, you know, make little dots along how far apart you want your crochet stitches, or you can just, you know, eyeball it. I think I'm going to make a blanket stitch around this one, and I'm going to show you how I did the heart crochet around this, which I probably won't do because I want I want a different edging around this. So I just show you. So the heart stitch would go, you just start, let's start here. You would go in, and I go in under my hem because it's easier that way. If you wanted it a little shorter, you probably could use an awl and go through here. And then you start your stitch with 1 single crochet like so, and then you chain 3. I found this stitch, yarn over and go in that second chain from your hook. I found this stitch on Pinterest. I'm not sure how to link that because it was a video, but if you follow me on Pinterest, I'm Sidewalk Pirate over there, I can make a board just for the ones that I mention here on YouTube. So I should talk less, or actually I should chat less and tell you more what I'm doing. So you yarn over, you go through the second chain from the hook, pull up a loop, and pull through all loops on your hook. Again, yarn over through the next chain. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, and you pull through all 3 loops. Then you go and you make right above this center, the stitch that you made first, where you started out, you go just through the top here, and you pull up 1 loop and you make a single crochet, and then you go 1, 2, 3 chain stitches, yarn over into the first, pull up a loop, go through all 3, yarn over through the next chain stitch, go through all 3, and then you go down here again where this stitch is, you go through the same hole and you pull up a long loop. Did I catch both? No, I just got 1. So you go through the same loop here, catch the yarn and pull up a long loop until this is flat again, and so you want the loop to end where your fabric ends here, and then you just make a single crochet there and you have a little heart. See how cute that is? The other ones, since it was a rolled edge, I made them shorter, but this is what they're supposed to look like actually. And then you go and you make a single crochet in between like so, and then you would start with the next one out. You would go down here at a little bit of an angle, and that's where it comes in handy when you mark it out so that all your hearts are the same size, or you know, if you don't mind, you don't have to make them the same size. So you pull up a larger loop like so, and if you use yarn that cooperates more, that you don't have to hold 2 strands together, it will be easier. Make the loop as tall as your hem is. Make it a single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over through that second one, through all 3. Yarn over through the third. Oh, come on. Don't make them tight. Through all 3. Go right above that center stitch, that little beginning stitch, through come on, up, make a single crochet right there like so, 1, 1, 2, 3, yarn over through the first, through all 3, yarn over through the second, use a yarn where you don't need to use 2 strands, cause yeah, and then go all the way down here through the same hole as the first stitch of this little heart, pull it up, jeez. There we go. Pull it up so that it's even with your hem, and finish the single crochet right there. Second heart made. Aren't they cute? I think they're so cute. And if you are on Pinterest, go check it out. I made a mistake right here. I lost the loop. There are so many cute edgings that you can use for these things. So really, they have a ton. It was really very hard to pick just one. And if you make a mistake, you can just rip it back, because see, the holes just disappear if you don't pierce your fabric. So use something that makes a hole that can slip, that is blunt up front, that can slip in between the threads, rather than rip the threads, okay? Because then if you make a mistake, you can just rip it back. I think for this one, instead of doing another heart one, I might just go and do little shells, because those are cute too. So you attach your thread like so with a single crochet, and then make 5 double crochets a little ways away, like the size of a double crochet away. 1, all in the same little hole. 2, 3, 4, 5. And they all go in the same hole. And then you see how long this is, and you go make another single crochet right there. See? And it makes little shells. They're so cute. And then again, about here, about the length of a double crochet. Ooh, come on, there we go. And 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, about this far away, you make a single crochet. There you go. See how cute that is? Wouldn't that be neat all the way around? So I guess that's what I'm going for on this one, because I don't want them all to be the same. I mean, they look the same, but at least the edging is different, and I do have to use this up, so I'm going to go for this. Again, there's so many edgings out there. I also have a couple of crochet books that have more edgings in there. You could just go around it all single crochets. That would look really cute too, or make a little picot edge, or do the crab stitch edge where you go this way rather than this way, from left to right rather than from right to left in crochet. Yeah, you could applique something on this, or do some reverse applique on it, which would also be super cute. Really make them yours, and you know, it gives you a ground to practice. Like if you wanted to practice applique, you could practice your applique on here, or reverse applique. This is so, I mean, it's a dish towel. It's fine if it doesn't turn out 100%, but this is a great ground to maybe practice a couple of embroidery stitches on that you would like, or practice hand stamping a design, an overall design, if you just get a white pillowcase, or you know, whatever color, or do some reverse bleach stamping. You could do bleach stamping if you get a darker dish pillowcase for your dishcloth. So it's just such a nice canvas to try out new things, where it doesn't have to be perfect, but it will advance your skills every time you do it. So if you use this for embroidery stitches, and eventually want to make a crazy quilt, you know, it's just gonna, it gives you so much more practice, and it's just a dish towel, but it's also going to be so cute when you're done and you use it every day, and you're like, I like this, I made this. You know, it's little things that we use every day that you may not even really think about, that make life so much more enjoyable, I think. So I do take the time, and I do make these mundane things as pretty as I can, or as much time as I can invest or want to invest in them, because again, I use this in my life. and I give my time to do these chores. And I think, we all deserve something pretty. So here you have it. You can make some. I hope you do. I hope you could go try at least one. You could also use old t-shirt material. Alabama Channon, if you know of that company, they, in one of her books, she talked about making dish towels out of old t-shirts. So that's definitely also an option, and really great because it doesn't ravel. So you wouldn't even have to hem your edges. So have a look. It's just so much fun to have these little touches around the house, I think, if you have the time. Or again, this is something that you could just do in the evening if you want to work on something, but you don't really want to work on one of your more important project. Not that any project is less important than another, but some we want to be a little bit more precise on. And some days I just don't want to work on my baby quilt, or on something where I have to be more precise. Then one of these dishcloths is just fine, because I still get to do something. Because I'm a person, I don't just like sitting around doing nothing. My hands have to do something at all times, and so this gives me an outlet for that. But I don't have to be super precise, which is really nice in between custom orders and things that need to be precise. I can just be wild. You can just embroider one of these little designs. You could just go and satin stitch over it if you wanted practice some satin stitch or whatever. Just go with your imagination, have fun, do what feels right in that moment, because it's just a dishcloth. That's it. So I hope you have some fun, and I hope you try it out. Let me see them over on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, I would be happy to see them. And if you tag me, or just send me a direct message. I'm sidewalk.pirate on Instagram. So I'd be thrilled to see all your projects. Even if they're not tablecloths, if you make something else and you're like super chuffed about it, show it to me. I'm happy to see them, really. I'm a really good cheerleader too, so I guess I see you later. I hope this gave you some idea to make some pretty things for around your house. Oh, they could, they could also be table runners if you'd like. I think that would be really cute on a table. You could make a cute table runner out of this. Or, maybe you have other ideas. What else could you make out of this? That would be fun. I need more projects. Give me ideas. Anyway, I guess I see you later. Please all be safe and, have fun and be kind. Love y'all. Bye.